I am going to talk to you today about the importance of building relationships, especially if you suffer with anxiety and depression. Don't mind me if I keep on looking the other way, but it's because I have notes here and I just want to make sure I hit every point for you guys. Excuse the hair. This is mom hair. I did cut my hair so it's a lot shorter. Didn't mean to cut this much off. I forgot to tell the lady to only give me long layers so my hair is still thick, and to cut off some of my dead ends, but I had a lot of dead ends. I think she cut off like 4 inches, but it's okay. It's a fresh start. So yes, excuse the hair. My kids are still asleep, and so this is a perfect time for me to get this video done because I've been trying to do this video for 2.5 weeks now. Mom life. So, all right, let's start with why is it important to have a good rapport with your students? So, a lot of my questions, because this is also going to be like a tribute video to my students that have helped me this past year get through majority of my anxiety and depression. I still suffer with it a little bit, but without them, I don't think I could have gotten through it as fast and as well as I did. So if you are a teacher, why is it important to have a good rapport with your students? Number one, it's important to have a good rapport with your students because it will increase the motivation in your classroom, higher motivation with your students. Students and teachers then understand each other when the motivation is there because your students are finally getting to share that same passion about the subject that you teach with you. So it makes teaching a lot easier and it makes it fun because you have students that are actually interested in what you're teaching. Next, as far as having a good rapport with your students, trust. Trust is very important and it's sometimes necessary because a lot of students, I teach high school, and so in high school kids are going through a lot. They're dealing with a lot of issues, possibly family issues, boyfriend and girlfriend issues, career issues, trying to just figure out who they are as a person. Some of them maybe going through emotional issues, physical. I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff that they could be going through. So they sometimes feel like they can't trust the people closest to them. So sometimes they reach out to teachers, and it's very important that as a teacher, you show them that they are able to trust you and that they can come to you and pretty much talk to you about anything. And it's up to the teacher to figure out what he or she does with that information and how they can help them along the way. And so another note that I made on my list is for me to share with you guys how I had to bargain with my students to get them motivated. So I teach dance, for those of you that don't know. And for my dance class kids, it's sometimes harder to motivate them. It's easier when you're coaching like a team of kids who that's what they're passionate about and they're eager to learn more. But when it comes to dance kids, some of these kids just get into dance just to get into it for the credit. Some of them just don't want to do the work. They think, oh, it's an easy class. No, it is an easy class, but you have to dress out and participate to get a good grade. So when we had, my easiest way to bargain with them is when we had group projects, and we do them a lot to build that teamwork and unity. And I just would set rules, but then if I saw like they weren't motivated and they weren't enjoying the project, I said, okay, what do you guys want to change within the rules? I said, let's meet halfway. And they would tell me, oh, Miss, can we have better options on the music? Miss, can we add this in? Miss. And so I would learn how to reason with them and bargain on certain things so that I wasn't, I guess, so mean on sticking with my projects. And so I gave them a little bit of leniency. And when you do that, I saw an increase in participation because you have to make sure that the stuff you teach, you can make it some way, you got to make it fun for them. You got to make it some kind of way relatable to their life. People may not think dance is relatable to life, but it is completely 100%. It's an outlet for everything within your life. So that's how I got my students motivated, is to just bargain with them and reason with them. It's kind of like debating. We would go back and forth until we found a common ground. And I also said that trust is definitely a must, which I said earlier. And I said that I need to explain to you guys how I'm the bone collector and how I carry too many secrets. So on the last day, which you guys will see later in this video, once I edit it, you guys will see how the last day of school, we had a banquet for our dance team. And we all like made this circle towards the end of the banquet. And we like hugged each other's backs, and we put one foot in. That's just, each team has their own thing. That's what we do. And it was me and the head director and all of our students, and we all went around and said like what we're thankful for, how the year was, and just like release all of our emotions in our hearts. I'm glad I bought tissues that day on my way to work on the last day of school. I was like, Mom, I wonder if I should get a box of tissues. And at first I wasn't going to stop because I was like, no, we're not going to need it. And because I'm the sensitive one, I didn't realize how sensitive the rest of them are. So it was nice to see everybody kind of break down emotionally, but whoa. Just to hear the things they said in a positive way about me and my partner teacher. But for me, it was nice to hear, because the way my school schedule was set up is I really hardly didn't get to spend any time with them. The only time I got to spend with the dance team was on our weekend games. Due to Hurricane Harvey, we had a bunch of Saturday games, and that's when I had just had Alana, my little baby. So I was like leaving her to spend time with them. I was trying to give both of my time to my kids and my job, but in the long run it made my anxiety and depression worse, which I found out later. But I only got to spend like football games with them and afternoon practices. During 7th period is when they would have dance, but then I also had a class. But luckily our rooms are connected, so there's a door that's adjacent, and I would like go in and peek and say hi to them, but it's just not the same. I remember being with my dance director for drill team 24/7. I ate lunch in there. I trusted her. We talked about college. We talked about high school. We talked about relationships. And so Shandy Davis, is the one that showed me how I should be as a drill team director. And I felt like I couldn't be that way because I wasn't with them most of the time. So just to hear the things they said, it warmed my heart, and I boo-hooed. We all boo-hooed. But that goes back to trust. So a few of them from the team I became very close with them, because they made time to come and check on me through my anxiety and depression. They made time to make sure I was doing okay. They put a smile on my face, because they have some variety of personalities. And so when I was down, they wouldn't know I was down specifically, but like they would come in and make me laugh or cry my eyes out from laughing so hard. So it was just nice to hear how they were able to trust in me with their secrets, with their stories, with everything that's going on in life. And I was able to build that positive teacher-student relationship with them. And for those that have graduated, them saying how important it is for us to stay in contact with each other, to be involved in their lives, which I think is great, because I went to Geyer High School in Denton, Texas, and there's still quite a few teachers and coaches that I still talk to this day. If I ever need them, I reach out to them, and they always reach out back to me. And it's just awesome. It's very important for you to build relationships. It's also very important for you to build relationships with anxiety and depression, because you need somebody to talk to. You can't figure it out on your own. You need somebody. If you feel like you can't go to your family, go to a teacher, go to a counselor, go to the secretary, go to the school nurse, go to a best friend. If you are not a student and you're an adult, go see a therapist. That helps. Go to your doctor to see if you think the medication will help balance your hormones again. But it's very, very, very important to build relationships, because I promise you, you're not going to be able to handle it on your own. And when you do think you're going to handle it on your own, all the weight is on your shoulders and you feel like you're about to crash and explode, because that's how I felt. My next bullet point is, why is it important to have a teacher-student relationship? I said it's all about interaction. It's the way you interact with your students. I was before it got cold at school, because we had a long winter here in Texas. I mean, our winter lasted from like November to freaking March. It was cold as heck, which is why we're having a hot summer, 110 degrees plus. For our summer. But it's very important to have interaction. I stood outside of my door every morning and said, good morning, how are you? I mean, even if they had their headphones in or didn't look like they wanted to talk to me, or it looked like they had a bad day, I would say, oh, I love that skirt, I love that dress. Like, you got to find ways to open them up, because they think teachers are like boring and like we don't care about their life, when that's not even true. So find easy ways to interact with your students. I even interacted with them if I heard like them playing a Cardi B song or something. I'm like, oh, girl, you listen to Cardi B? Me too, me too. Because I do. But they don't think, for some reason, when you're a child or like even a student, like you don't think older people are interested in the same stuff you're interested in, which is mind-boggling. And even when I was a kid, I thought the same thing. But it's like peeling an onion. Once you peel out those layers, layer after layer, you kind of get to see the true person inside of that onion. So it's pretty awesome. Teachers who have positive interaction with their students create a awesome classroom environment that can be more helpful to learning and meets the needs of the students' developmental, emotional, and educational needs. And I completely agree with this. You first have to set that foundation of your discipline, your rules, and you have to keep on reiterating that constantly. That because that signifies the balance between, no, I'm not your friend, I'm also your teacher, but I'm your teacher first, then friend comes later after that. But as long as you set your boundaries and you interact with your kids positively, then your classroom environment is fun and those kids are ready to learn and they're ready to put in the work that you need them to put in, majority of the students, that you need them to accomplish so that they can get that grade. And I firmly believe once you do that, students are able to open up to you developmentally, emotionally, and educationally. And I had students out of the wazoo that opened up in all three of these areas. So it really does work. Building relationships really does work. And my principal is also big on building relationships. And we had this whole training and professional development earlier last year about this, and I'm so glad we did, because it really does make a difference. I see the effects of what positive relationships can do. And at the bottom, I had this little note here that says, explain to them why you wanted to do this video and how my anxiety was high for leaving my students, and read some of my cards. So, for some reason, my anxiety was getting worse and I was becoming stressed like towards the end of the school year, and it's supposed to be the complete opposite. Like, you're supposed to be excited. It's the end of the school year. And for me, sorry, I'm repositioning myself. I was getting anxiety, and I guess it was just because I realized the bond and connection I made with these students, and I was like just afraid to say bye. I mean, some of them I knew I would see them again because some of them are sophomores and juniors. But for me, my personality type, once I get into a routine and that routine has to change, it throws me off and it freaks me out. I enjoy change, but I don't like the initial, I don't know how to say it. I don't like the initial part of like change. It freaks me out and it makes my anxiety like skyrocket. So like for the last month, and my partner teacher would say like, what's wrong with you? Are you about to start? And I'm like, no, like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. And I think it's because this year was the first year that I had my own classroom. As my second year teaching, my first year I shared it with her. So we were like in the same room, and the kids were connected to her more obviously because I came in later on in the school year. So this year was like the first year I had a classroom all to myself, and it's drastically different. And I even had anxiety in the beginning of the school year being separated from Bridget, that's my partner's teacher's name, being separated from her, even though we were right next door. But I realized after doing my research and talking to counselors and therapists and stuff, they told me that was a part of my anxiety and depression. Like, when you're facing anxiety and depression, you don't like to be left alone. You like for people to comfort you. You like for people to talk to you. You like being around people. And for some people, it's the opposite. But for me, I always like love talking to other people. I talk a lot. And I don't like being left alone. It freaks me out, and that's when I start getting into my own head, and that's when my anxiety starts to skyrocket. So just the thought, I guess, of my seniors leaving and them not being in that classroom again the upcoming school year, and just things changing, getting a whole bunch of new students, and knowing I'm gonna have to like relearn all these names, because that gave me anxiety too. I have like 180 students, or had 180 students, and ooh, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to learn all their names? Like, Bridget has been doing this for 5 years, and like and I kept on comparing myself to her because I was like, she's an awesome teacher, and like she's got this down packed, and I just kept on seeing all the faults in myself, and it was just making my anxiety horrible, horrible, horrible. So I had it in the beginning of the school year, and I had it at the end of the school year. So you just gotta learn how to control your thoughts. You have to learn how to balance your emotions, and you have to lean on someone else. I'm the type of person where I feel like I could do everything by myself, and I'm just learning you have to ask for help. A lot of times in the past when people say, oh, Ivana, do you need help? I'd be like, no, I got it, I got it. And I'm stressed as hell and don't want to tell them I'm stressed as hell, but I put that smile on my face and acting like I got it and I have my whole life together, and I don't. So just be honest with yourself, be honest with others. It's okay to ask for help. Like, you don't have to be a superhero, you don't have to be a superwoman woman all the time. Like, it's okay to ask for help. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Okay. And so I also said I was going to talk to you guys about my cards, because getting these on the last day really helped show me that I am in the right spot and I'm doing what God intended me to do, and it's to reach out to these kids and to be there for them in multiple ways. So I started this tradition with our dance team, as a tradition was brought to me as well when I was in high school for the dance team. And so I try to like instill like one tradition a year that I learned in high school. So one of these that we did is everybody on your team writes a letter, and you have like little folders like this, little folders that open up, and you like lay them out, and you put them on the floor or the table or whatever, and each member of the team has to write about somebody else, whether you like them or not. There's always something that you admire about someone that you like or don't like. And then it's kind of like a mailbox system, kind of like a Valentine. You go in and you put it in the folder. You can decorate the picture. It could be a plain sheet of paper. It could be a bright sheet of paper. You could draw pictures, whatever it is that you need to express your emotions. And so each member of the team does it for everybody on the team, and they have the option to do it for the coaches. So I'm going to read to you guys my letters. I won't say their names, but if they're watching this video, they know that they wrote this. So there's quite a few of them. I'll go through them pretty fast. This one says, Miss Edwards, you're the best. Thank you for everything. This one wasn't even addressed or signed by anybody, so I don't know who wrote that. Then I got this cool picture of like all these Disney characters. Emily drew this. She drew all of us like our favorite characters. I'm a Disney fan, and she knows I love Frozen. And we talked about Lion King, so good job, Emily. This one says, Miss Edwards, I remember during the beginning of the school year, I was never as close to you than I was with Miss Polly. But you're actually really cool. I enjoyed being led by you and Miss Polly on this team. We all have our girl fights, but this group just feels so right. I'm going to miss you this summer. Enjoy your summer. This next one which was hilarious. It's one of those things where they like write out, this is one of my students, and she put Evans, devoted, wonderful, abusive. Now she put that because anytime she comes in my room and she like does something she's not supposed to, I said, girl, you better stop. You better stop or I'm finna get you. I'm finna get you. So when she put that, I was like, oh my gosh. And then relaxing, because I always talk about how I need to relax. And determined and sassy, because I like to create sassy jazz dances all the time. And then this one was awesome because it's got PV on it. I went to Prairie View in Prairie View, Texas. PV. So I've got PV stuff, and they know I wear PV stuff like all the time. So this one says, Coach E, I love you so much. You encouraged me a lot. I know that after having the baby, it was kind of hard, but I love how you came back 10 times harder. Keep coming and holding your head up high. Also, don't ever stop being Mrs. Polly's backbone, because y'all belong together like peanut butter and jelly. So I love that she put that. And I love that the kids are able to see how we operate together. Yes, there may be times where we disagree or don't agree on anything, but she's like, we call each other work wifeys. She's my sister from another mister. And it's crazy how she came from like another state, and we are two different races. And for our students to see how we work together and show diversity, like I think that's really awesome. Because when they step out in life, they'll learn how to work with people. And just to see how alike we are and yet different, and how well we work together, it just is mind-boggling. Like when they said we're like peanut butter and jelly, we really are. It's crazy, and it's kind of creepy too, how our personalities are together. This one says, Dear Miss Edwards, or shall I say Mom, thank you for everything you have done in shaping my dance career. I have learned so much from you, and I continue to do so. Your personality is extremely amazing, and I don't know what I would do without you. I will cherish these moments forever. What a bright and inspirational person you are. I love you. This student is special to me because when I first started, she approached me first with an open heart, and I have helped her create solos. So if you know I'm talking about you, you know who you are, and she has grown so much as a dancer. So I'm proud of you. This one says, Miss E, we have had some good times and some bad times on the team. In the short time, you have become one of the best parts of my high school experience. You have helped me through so much, and I know you will continue to do so. I have grown to love you so much. You have been a great mom to me as well as a great teacher. I can't wait to see what is held for us, or what is to be held for us in the future. I will miss you a lot. That was one of my seniors, and she is such a great girl, and she is hilarious. Always made me laugh when she was in class, and so that's sweet to hear about the relationship, the positive relationship that I built with her in a classroom. So it is possible, teachers. This one, Edwards, Miss, I would like to apologize first of all, because from the beginning that you were here, we didn't treat you as one of our own, and I'm not really sure why, but at the back of my head, I knew that you were a true person, a friend, and I hope you forgive me for my mistake. But this year showed me of how kind you are and what a beautiful soul you have, and motherhood looks good on you as it always has. I'm glad I still have one more year and a half with you, because I'm gonna try my hardest to hold on to the people who care for me and only want to bring good times, which I know you are and will. So for those of you that do not know, when she says in the beginning, we didn't treat you as one of our own. So like I said, I'm very emotional, I'm very sensitive, and I don't like being left out of situations. That's just my personality, that's just how I am. I felt left out. I don't think it was done intentionally, even though I felt that way. It's just my anxiety and depression made me feel that way, and I felt left out. And so some of my students, felt like I was closer to others than I was with them, but I couldn't help it because I didn't share that period with them. Seventh period. It's different when you're spending time with certain kids like every single day versus being with them maybe a few times after school and on Saturdays. And so I had finally voiced my opinion about it, and some of them, like, I guess thought about it and realized, like, yeah, like, we didn't really treat you like we treat everybody else. And I mean, which is fine. Like, I'm a big girl and it hurt, but I kept a smile on my face and I acted like everything was fine. So that's why she mentioned that, because it really did bug me. I mean, it bugged me for the whole school year, actually. This one says, and it's got like a cute picture of me in there. Oh my gosh. This one says, this is to Mama E, who encourages me to be my best. I'm so delighted to have you in my life. Thank you for having a warm heart. And being so approachable if I needed help. You are one of the realest. So to my dear mama, thank you for being a strong woman. That was sweet. That was sweet. I try to be strong. I try to show them how to act as a young lady, and they're seeing it. Thank you so much for being the best dance teacher ever. I thought you were going to be a mean lady when I first met you, but you turned out to be one of my favorite teachers ever. I love you so much. Hopefully I'll visit when I'm gone. I get that a lot. Even in college, I guess because I just have this face. And I have this face like when I'm happy, when I'm sad. It's just like, I guess you call it my poker face. And like in college, people be like, it's a great day, smile. And I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. So people sometimes are like afraid to approach me, even though they say I'm approachable, which is, I'm kind of confused. But they're like, well, I thought you were going to be mean. And I can be mean when I need to be stern, but I'm a very sweet person. I have an open heart, a huge heart. I would do anything for anybody, even for my students. So I find that really funny when they say like, oh, I thought you were gonna be mean and you turned out being like a really cool teacher. I don't know, because I used to get that in college. So for students to sometimes see that, I guess, is kind of crazy. Dear Miss E, I knew you since you first got here, and since then you have grown so much. So when I read this, I like chuckled out loud, because you would think that's what like a teacher would say to a student, like, you have grown so much. But that was actually a student telling me like, you have grown so much through my trials and tribulations. So that's kind of awesome that she saw that. You're one of my favorite teachers ever. I know I can talk to you if I ever need help with anything. You are so fun, and I really thank you for teaching us a lot of things. I love you, miss. I will miss you so much. I hope life keeps treating you well. I'm gonna miss her. She was a sweetie. And then this one is my last one that I'm going to read to you guys. This one says, I've grown love for you in just a week. Now, this student, I bonded with her within a week, like super close. And she shared stuff with me. I shared stuff with her. Thank you for understanding and being there. I'm so lucky to have a coach like you. I'm even more happy to be in the crew. I can't wait to see how next year will be. We all love you so very much. I should have been closer with you earlier, but it's never too late. And then she drew like a little heart, so it's cute, and it's got this little thing, which is like the new thing to do now for notes. But I thought that was super sweet, so I thought it was very important for me to share these letters with you guys. I'm gonna keep these. I keep everything. It drives my husband crazy. I'm not a hoarder, but like, I hold on to memories. That's just what I do. And so I just thought it was very important for me to share that, as to you guys seeing like how I was able to build relationships. And then after hearing all of this, it should show you how they were able to help me like move through my anxiety and depression. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys some clips, some pictures, and some videos of some of these students and people in my life that I work with, who I've built great relationships with, that helped me get through this. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please subscribe down below. And I just got back from a cruise, and I did a vlog for that. So I hopefully have some downtime now. So I should be posting that within the next week or so. This video is long overdue. I was supposed to post this 2 weeks ago, but I had to study for a teacher exam, and then after that I had to pack for the cruise. And just mom life, it just sometimes attacks you. And for those of you who are moms, you know what I mean. You'll have stuff on your to-do list forever, and you just check it off as you go. And I've just learned with this whole disease is you just have to say, I'll get to it when I get to it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. My class, checking on the other classroom, and look, what the, this girl made herself a whole extra large twin size bed, and talk about this paper up here for her. Hey guys, today's our banquet. I made sure I bought tissues because I'm gonna need that. My hair fell, but you guys will see Sam Houston, year number 2. That is a wrap, guys. And today was a beautiful, beautiful day. I miss my babies already. Jacqueline Peralta.